Hey guys, it's me Narelle here, and welcome back to a new video. I'm forever looking a hot mess in all of my little introductions I do for certain videos, but I'm sorry. This is me 100% of the time, but this is going to be number 3 in my little sketchbook motivation series. So for tip number 3, it's going to be find a picture online or whatever that you're motivated by and to draw it. A lot of people mainly call this a screenshot redraw, where you find a picture from an anime you like and draw it in your own style. But for me personally, whenever I see certain pictures or videos that I like on Instagram or whatever, I tend to save it in my Instagram saved feature, and I come back to it at a later date, and I just scroll through it to see what, inspires me to draw, but I don't have anything to draw. Or if I'm just low in drawing mood, that day I'll just scroll through it and I'm like, hey, I really want to draw that. In one of my previous videos, I drew this boyo. If you catch up with my videos, I drew him for one of the little videos I did based on this same type of thing. But what I actually drew for this video is just me fangirling over Semantic Error, because that BL is just so good. I'm sad it ended 3 weeks ago and I'm still hurting a little bit, but I drew the scene of when the two guys actually kiss at the end of the show. I don't know if it's actually a spoiler, but this is the video that I took it off of. I'll stop showing it once it actually happens. Enjoy some boy on boy content. That one, you see when he kisses him, that's what I drew. That's what I drew. I'm not going to spoil the rest of the scene because it is the last episode. But it's hard to kind of get over that, guys. So that's going to be what you're going to see me color in this video. I'm actually quite scared because this picture is a hot mess. It started off a hot mess, but it ended up a butterfly. So you know what? I'm going to stop talking and let you just see how this picture started off with and how it evolved into a freaking butterfly. Alrighty guys, so now we're in the speed paint portion of this video. As you can see, my drawing is not outlined. I'm actually doing some new techniques up in here with coloring, so I'm getting there. But for this drawing, I did have the heavy pencil outline, but as you saw, my marker was actually bleeding, not bleeding, but the pencil was smearing with the color, and I just didn't like that. So I found one of my kneaded erasers and I lightened up the pencil lines, and it worked like a charm. So as you're seeing me do here, I laid out the flat base of the face, and now I'm going over with how I normally do my faces, with the first shadow, blend it out with the base, then the second shadow, blend it out with the first shadow, and then the base, and all that good stuff like you normally see me do. But for this picture that I referenced this character from, he has a lot of different light sources. He actually has the blue light on his face, so I just wanted to do the base colors first, so when I do have the blue on his face, when I add it, it won't stick out like a sore thumb. But when I did add the blue on his face, I was like, bruh, I messed this drawing up. I literally just didn't like it. I wanted to start over, but I was like, you know what? This video needs to get up and I need to stop procrastinating on it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to find a way to make it work. And even if it's going through like 10 to thousands different materials that I have, I will make this drawing work. So yeah, I feel like how I went about it turned out right, but I feel like I freaked myself out way too early, and I should have believed in myself that, hey, yeah, it doesn't look good for right now, but you have a lot of other things that can back you up, so you're good. You just gotta be patient with yourself. Alrighty, so now moving on to the clothes. So from the picture in which I referenced, hopefully I will put it on the screen so you guys can kind of get where I'm going with my commentary. But for the clothing had that same blue lighting on it. So as you can see, I did do the blue part and then the gray part, and then I'm like, bruh, that blue stood out way too much. So I technically went over it with the gray a little bit more to kind of darken it. And like you're seeing me do here, I went back over the blue, and I just didn't like it. It just kind of was mad to me. So I was like, you know what? Instead of obsessing over what I don't like, let me just fill in the parts in which I want to like. So I actually went in, did all my flat colors like I normally do with the clothes that kind of give me that oomph, that power in which I need. And I think once I added the black on his clothes, I was like, bruh, this is even worse. But you know, we're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna get there. Because, you know, as an artist, we should never give up on ourselves. And I'm happy I took my words of wisdom to heart, because I didn't give up on myself for this drawing. No matter how much I wanted to give up on myself, I did not, which I'm just like, A. Alrighty guys, so now I'm in the mode of actually lining certain features because I just wasn't liking where it was going. Normally when I do this type of effect with my gouache paintings, it's easier for me because the gouache doesn't technically override your pencil mark, so you don't know where you're going. But it feels like with marker as a medium, the marker does wash it out. So it gets to the point where you kind of have to look at the drawing and be like, yo, where's the pencil at? Where did I put that mark at? Because I can't see. And I freak myself out like that because I'm a type of person that likes to go off my lines. So I feel like with marker, I'm gonna have to kind of, you know, find a way for me to like it. But I don't know, maybe I just kind of jumped into it a little bit too fast, then give myself time to adjust to it. So I most definitely will not be doing this technique until I'm actually comfortable with it. Alrighty guys, so now I'm getting into the part where things just hit the fan. So, you think I would have learned my lesson when I was like, yo, I can't see what I'm doing? You think the hair would have like thing a red light over me to be like, yo, Narelle, please just go line your hair so you know what you're doing? I didn't do that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to color the hair with marker for the first half of it. And then I switched everything around. And then I went into like totally colored pencil savvy. So for the rest of the drawing, I did it with straight colored pencil. So as you see me do here, I went over his face with a lot of colored pencils because I just did not like how the marker wasn't blending with each other. I did use my Crayola erasable colored pencils, but I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to bring out my Prismacolors. So literally I used my Prismacolor pencils to color the rest of this. And if this isn't mixed media drawing for you, it's showing. Like, bruh, like I just was like, I'm done. The marker's not giving me what I want, so colored pencil has to be the way that I'm gonna have to go, because I just did not like this drawing at all, but I refuse to give up on it. So yes, but since the colored pencil portion is pretty much what's left of the video, I just wanted to kind of talk about some things, because I didn't want to leave this kind of like with music, because that would be boring if you just saw me coloring with colored pencil to the end of time. But anyways, I just want to talk about change, because I feel like every artist will get to that point in their lives where they're content with what they do, but then it just kind of drags on to like, am I really happy with what I do? And I am first to say that I am happy Ooh, I am happy with what I do, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I'm not bringing anything new to the table. I feel like everything I do is the same. I feel like almost every drawing I do is the same because, as you can tell, I do draw a lot of the same things, which is like bust ups or whatever. I draw a lot of that because I'm comfortable with it, but I've just kind of realized for myself that I really want to change my ways. I really want to try newer things to see if I can go about things a whole different way. And the way I colored this picture was a whole new experience for me because, again, I freaked myself out over the fact that I couldn't see where I was coloring, but I feel like once I added a little bit more of the colored pencil detail, I felt like I was becoming more comfy again. So I feel like I don't need to kind of freak myself out too early with things because you can easily get to where you're going to get, but it just takes time. So a lot of the drawings, if I don't record them, in which you will see, a lot of them are colored in a lot of different ways because I just want to try different things. I am actually practicing a lot on features a lot now because I feel like a lot of my facial features are the same. So I'm just trying to like change myself, guys, as an artist. Like, bruh, but am I like content with where my style is? I am, but again, style is all naturally due to change. So my style may not even look like this in the near future. This is literally how I draw my real people. It's not the most realistic type of style. Like, I don't like realism. Realism is not my thing. Semi-realism isn't my thing. Like, I'm pretty sure my people are all still not characterized, stylized. You can tell this is my style, but I just don't like the real aspect of everything. I know as artists, it's always nice to go back and look at the basics, get your anatomy right and all that stuff. I'm not dogging that. I just don't like the real look of my drawings. I like my drawings stylized. It's just that it works more better for me as a person, but you should be more open to learning the basics and all that good stuff. I personally am using my face a lot to do facial expressions, of which I'm not good at. If you're catching up with me on Instagram, I posted a picture of Inuyasha like sleeping, I guess, but his face is actually a facial expression I took of myself on my phone because I am not too happy or proud with how I draw people sleeping because I get really confused, guys, with how our eyelashes go, the direction. I get really confused. I'm like, I might as well use a real life, guide to do it right, and I felt like I did it good. I felt happy with myself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, it's something new. I actually am using a new sketchbook, which I'm done with. You'll see it for the next video or a week after this video. I got out of my comfort zone, which was my Arteza sketchbooks, and got a newer one because I wanted to try out different paper. And this one has been a struggle, guys. I'm not even lying about this. The struggle was most definitely freaking real with that sketchbook. I'm so glad I'm done with it because I'm like, bruh, I can't. I legit can't. So guys, it's been a whole new year for me, come as personal wise, art wise, all that good stuff. It's been new, but I'm enjoying my life. I'm not complaining about it, but I'm enjoying it every step of the way. But new is good. New is good. So just be open to do newer things because it's not as scary as it seems. Alrighty, so now we're in the last bit of the picture, which is the background. I literally verbatim drew the background as you see in the actual real life photo. In the actual reference I used, obviously during nighttime, but I just was not ready to commit to making my color choices the same as the reference. So I kind of made him look like he's in daytime, it seems, but I legit copied the background verbatim with colored pencil. I feel like colored pencil is just that free choice where you can be as messy as you want, but it still translates in a way, if you kind of get what I'm saying. That's kind of the vibe in which I wanted to go for, and I wanted to go for a messy vibe as well, because a lot of people don't really like the grainy texture of colored pencils. I love it. I love it a lot. Once I get to the coloring on the other side of his face, I did use the colorless blender to blend it out. But I come to realize I don't really like that as much. It just kind of gives me a weird feeling about my artwork. I just don't like it. So for me personally, that's a no-no, but for other people it works for them, so go you. But I just don't like that, to be honest. But anyways, the background really did set this in stone and just kind of gave it the finishing touches that I wanted it to have. And to be honest, guys, is this my best drawing in which I've done? I'm most definitely sure it is not my best drawing in which I've done. I technically do not know what's the best drawing I've done because I really don't rank my drawings like that. I just don't want to rank something that is best beyond my abilities, because I feel like I can be better at certain things in which I lack at. But I do have favorite drawings. This is not one of my favorite drawings actually, but I love the fact that I actually took the time to appreciate experimenting at its finest, because you'll never know if you'll like something if you don't step out of your box and go for it. So yeah, so I feel like with this method of sketchbook motivation, I feel like this one's a little bit more of the scarier one, because it's not for sure, I should say, that you're going to end up having a good result, because you know you're not good at certain things. But I feel like it's more of a not stress relieving thing. I feel like it's more of a like I can do it if I actually put my mind to it. You know, it's that type of feeling. But I am going to try to do more drawings like this in the future. I may not record them because this one, you know, gave me anxiety like attack. But I feel like, you know, I'm happy at the end of the day where it turned out. And yeah, so these are my actual finishing touches for my drawings. A lot of you guys would be like, Narelle, what the heck are you doing with whiteout? I kind of got into like a whiteout like frenzy when it comes to white highlights. And I totally blame myself for that, because I don't know, I just got into whiteout, guys. Please don't hate me in the comment box below. But yeah, I do all of my white highlights with whiteout. My whiteout is becoming a little bit more chunky now, but I like it. Whiteout is very opaque. It's not translucent where it'll lighten up in like 2 seconds like a gel pen. But yeah, I actually have been living for whiteout for the past month or two. And then that little gold pen is actually my Uniball gold sparkly pen that I really like for gold highlights. It's like translucent too, so it doesn't really show up as much until I tilt the drawing. But I really like this too for subtle detail, and I just think it fits the vibe of this boyo. So yeah, I'll see you at the end of this video with my final and closing remarks. Alrighty guys, so that's going to be it for this video. Let me know in the comment box below if you guys are willing to try this out, or if you already did try it out. Let me know how you felt about it in the comment box below. The drawing is right here. It was literally sitting on that dresser for like a week or two, and I'm like, bruh, I have to get this narration done. But I think it turned out super cute. My drawings normally look really demented when I flip them, but my drawings have not been looking like that. So hey, you know. So I think he's pretty cute. I think he's pretty cute. He's going to go on my drawing binder whenever I get more plastic sleeves, because I've run out of them, sadly. But anyways, if you guys like this video, give it a like. Like I said, comment down whatever you like to say to me in my comment box below. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. Bye.